Follow along as we go step by step through the 5 main things every new music producer needs to learn if they want to continue to grow faster and easier. Understanding each of these easy to apply tips could mean the difference between you creating music so good that you can live off of it and walking away from your dream. Let's dive in. This video, we're going on a little journey. We got 5 stops. This is you up at the top, and this is where we're going. Let's head to number 1. You right now actually have a temporary advantage as a beginner that most professionals would kill to get back. To help me explain what that gift is and why you need to take full advantage of it while you still can, we're gonna turn to this guy. He's kind of a music monk, and the top artists in the world have actually hired him to create their best albums ever. This is what he says in his book. A beginner's mind is starting from a pure, childlike place of not knowing, living in the moment with as few fixed beliefs as possible. He goes on to explain that after years of producing, you'll have set in stone ideas and things you know, like following rules, and that can be one of the most restricting things in any art form. There's actually a great power in not knowing, and even though it can feel frustrating for you at times, it's also very freeing. So cherish your time as a new music producer, because one day you might wish you were back at the start. All right, so being a beginner isn't so bad after all. Let's upgrade our car to match that new mindset. Beep, beep. Number 2. Now, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the endless options and paths in music production. I know I was overwhelmed when I first started, so I'm just gonna level with you. There's something that needs to be made explicitly clear. The 3 magic things that you need to do is getting better at finishing songs, improving a few things with each new production, and learning from those who are better than you. Now, you might be saying, yeah, duh, and it's easier said than done, but what are the easy steps that you as a beginner can put into action to actually make those 3 important things happen? Well, there's a few, but let's start with one of my favorites. It's like having your favorite artist sit behind you and teach you how to make music. It's something that you really need to take advantage of, and you need to do it properly. Here we go. Beginners often hear repeated the need to be original and innovative if they want any hope in standing out in today's saturated music market. I think that's a load of bullshit. You don't need to be original as a beginner. You need to worry about the biggest struggle we all face when first starting. Let me explain. You've been listening to music since you were a little kid. You know what sounds good to you. You have a kick-ass taste in music probably. But you just started creating songs, so there's this giant gap between being able to create songs that stand up to your masterful taste in music. And it can be super frustrating because you know what sounds good, but you can't make it. And a lot of times, that's where people quit. I've been there. So the best thing you can do is copy the pros' work until your skill catches up to your taste. The next time you go to make some music, download your favorite song of the day or week, whatever you've been listening to. Then drag it into FL Studio or Ableton or whatever you use. Ableton's the right answer, by the way. Now, how do we really use this to our full advantage? It's simple, actually. Good song progression, which is a key to good music, is all about adding and removing elements at just the right time. So take note of when your favorite song's elements are introduced, like a piano melody here at the start. Then follow along and mark down when the melody is removed, and then later on in the song, when that same melody comes back in again. You can even put in blank tracks to help you visualize when things are added and removed. Do the same things for the drums and every other sound you can hear. Bass, guitar, vocals, and then you're gonna create your new song underneath that using that exact arrangement. This is not wrong, this is expected. Do this 10 times, do this 100 times. It makes producing much, much easier, and it's gonna help you accomplish those 3 things you just learned that you need to focus on. Oh God, number 4 is very dangerous for anyone who makes music or art in general, and I'm guilty of falling into this trap myself. Let me paint you a picture. You're laying in bed, it's 11 p.m., you're scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and suddenly you see something horrifying. Some 5.5-year-old blew up his song and it has millions of plays and listens and everyone's loving it. And all you can think is, I'm shit. I should quit. This kid can't even color in the lines and he's producing hits better than me. Please stay with me here. It's all gonna be clear in just a moment. 2 Chainz, the rapper's career, finally jumped onto the chart with his 17th mixtape at the age of 34 years old. While Dylan Francis, that popular EDM artist, he made it just after 1 year of producing. And then Michael Jackson, well, I think he was like 10 when he got famous from his music. So you might think you know what I'm about to say, but you're gonna forget it by next week or tomorrow, or maybe you'll even forget it in an hour. It's gonna slip your mind time and time again, and it can crush you. You need to focus on each small personal win and growth rather than comparing your journey to someone else's. I know it sounds cliche, but the next time you find yourself lost in the noise and comparison, which is going to happen, take a moment to celebrate where you are, celebrate the progress you've already made, and celebrate the music you've crafted so far. After all, this is only the beginning, so really put yourself in that mindset. That's 4. We're on to 5. How about a short, simple, and effective mindset that can change music production from something you just do to someone you are, an artist, a music producer? That's what's going to keep you going past where everyone else quits. Living life as an artist is a practice. You are either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. That's like saying, I'm not good at being a monk. You are either living as a monk or you're not. This is just as big of a part of making music as when you're actually in front of the computer producing. You just need to absorb everything, everywhere, and take inspiration from each conversation, the tree, I don't know, everything in your environment. Your music will be better for it. When you go to copy your favorite artist's music, you're probably going to hit a roadblock, and that's going to come when you're trying to recreate their strong chord and melody progressions. And that's what's needed for impactful music. So check out this deep dive to discover how to effortlessly and reliably produce powerful chords and melodies. No music theory required. Or you might want to check out this video.